Roku has what you need to make your college home away from home feel more like your own. Make your dorm the place to be with Roku TV, or bring a Roku streaming stick to easily access all your favorite free and premium content like iHeartRadio. Stream your favorite playlist with the Roku Vibe Setting Smart Light strips to sync your music to millions of colors and make your dorm feel more like you. Make your dorm the place to be with Roku TVs, streaming players, and smart lights. Head to Roku.com or your favorite retailer to deck out your dorm.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
KFI AM 640. It's later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and thank God it's Friday. It's Friday! Friday is party night here in the studio. I got Stephen. He's praising the Lord. I can see him on the camera. Mark Rodder, he doesn't.
Praising Satan, yes?
Yes, pretty much. And we got a special guest in studio. And if you've been listening to Later with Mo Kelly, you know that our personal traffic person is none other than Pedro Moreno. And we had never met in person. Lo and behold, he's in the studio tonight.
Our personal traffic person.
Yes.
The nice traffic guy.
Is it like, is it non-gender specific? I can't call him the traffic guy?
Our traffic human.
Okay, traffic human. That sounds almost criminal, though.
Like trafficking, yeah.
You got to pull the mic over there, Tuala.
We call him a trafficker, but that has some implications that I'm not comfortable with.
Hey, Pedro, you don't have to take any of
none
this.
of that is good, Mark.
Pedro, you don't need to take any of this.
I'm good with traffic guy.
Okay, traffic guy. What brought you to Burbank tonight?
I was just driving around.
Trafficking? Doing traffic stuff?
I got stuck in the rain and just wished me over here, man.
Well, what's it like when you are listening to what we may do and then you have to hit your mark every, 9 or 10 minutes at a time? Are you listening to the show, or are you just walking around the studio and you'll come back in every quarter hour or so to do it, the traffic?
It depends on what else I have to do, but for the most part, I'm listening because I want to be able to know where you guys are going to basically toss it to me.
Uh-huh.
And if anything, I kind of have to calm my nerves as well, because I just hear you guys joking and it'll lead to something so ridiculous, and then I'm laughing on my end, and then I have to get professional listening to Mark Ronner compose himself too.
Resetting.
So it's almost like I'm here, but I'm not here, but I'm still here. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. And it's funny because if you're just listening right now, you don't know that we're usually in multiple different locations. I can see Stefan, but we're in different studios, and Stefan can see Mark Ronner and he can see me, but we're all in physically different locations. Now we're close. We're about maybe 20 to 30 feet away from each other, but there are soundproof doors separating all of us. And it changes the dynamic. It's, I would say, somewhat warm because we can see each other, but it's not the same as if we were in the actual same physical studio. I can only imagine, Pedro, what it's like for you when you don't see us, but you're just hearing us. And then you can't be too much into the show. You have to keep some emotional distance so you can do the traffic. I don't know how you juggle all that.
I mean, I'm occupied because I'm, doing reports for other stations as well.
You cheating on us?
Nah, but it's iHeart. We're all the team here, baby.
How many stations might you do reports for?
It's changed quite a bit over the years, but I have multiple that I do at the moment. But during my shift from 7 to 10, when I'm on the air with you guys, it's only this one and one other one, so it's a lot more manageable now than
you were smart not to name the person you're cheating on us with.
Yeah, you don't want to name the person you're two-timing those.
That's right. Yeah. What was the most ridiculous piece of information you had to impart, or crazy traffic situation, if one comes to mind? Or is it just always something crazy every single day?
Not every single day, but I will say, I mean, unfortunately with the last couple of weeks with the fires and everything, that got really hectic for us to manage, because not only are we, we have the newsroom TVs on, we're constantly either calling fire departments or CHP just to get like surface street information and closures and things like that. So usually you might hear me talking about a freeway incident or something like that, of that nature. But then when it gets to incidents like what we've had, you really want to get those surface streets to the exact point as possible, because, there's people's livelihoods at stake. So I would think these recent fires have been something that, even in like the traffic reporters go, it was really like all of us are just kind of scrambling on the fly. Especially, I remember there was a night where one of the random fires that happened was in the Hollywood Hills.
Yes.
And I had to like get on it, like, okay, what are the alternate routes? What incidents are being, or what surface streets are being affected at this moment? And, things like that you can't prepare for.
I always wonder, we have GPS now, and few people remember, you got to be about at least 40, remember life driving without GPS. And I remember like cabbies had to know the whole city grid before they could be a cabbie. My question to you, Pedro, is if I threw you out there with no GPS, do you know most of the cities and streets?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm a little bit younger than you.
That was nice of you. You see, I did. I'm going to go out on a limb here. It's like you go either way.
He's playing the odds.
He's got to be at least 20 years younger than me.
So back in my day, we had a thing called MapQuest. And
yes, I remember you had to print out that stuff.
We'd have all kinds of appointments to make back in the day, and we'd use that MapQuest. If I didn't have that, at one point, I remember as a kid, my dad used to have the
Thomas Guide.
The Thomas Guide.
Did you ever learn how to use one?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Now you're legit. Now you can play amongst the adults, because you have to know how to use a Thomas Guide. GPS, I think, is just cheating. But I also wonder, a very serious question before we go to break. Given that a lot of people use GPS, what would you say is the most important aspect of what you do that GPS cannot do?
Basically using all the sources available to you, because if you're just looking at a map, you're not really going to get the full effect. And nowadays we have freeway cameras. We have
at your disposal.
At our disposal, yes. But I mean, some of the things that I can see, other people, there's information, there's websites that you can look for yourself as well. CHP makes their information, accessible.
Yeah, but not while driving, though.
Not while driving.
Yeah, and
exactly.
That's something that you could do that the rest of us can't. Now, there's some fools out there, like maybe Mark Ronner. He's probably reading while he's driving because he has no regard for the safety of anyone else.
How dare you? How dare you? We have a guest, and instantly you're trying to turn him against me?
He's family. He's not a guest. He's with us every single night.
You wish you could go back to being remote right now, don't you, Pedro?
No, Pedro, no, you asked for this. You're going to get
I'm loving it, man.
You're going to get the full experience. It's later with Mo Kelly. Join us in studio. He's going to be hanging out with us for the majority of the evening. Pedro Moreno, you often hear him deliver the traffic newscast, but not tonight. He's playing with the fellas in the studio. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
The app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And Sunday is the Super Bowl or the big game, whatever you want to call it. But Sunday is usually that time for people to come together, if only for the party. Does everyone care about who wins or who loses? I'm not, in a sports sense, invested in whether the Philadelphia Eagles win or the Kansas City Chiefs win. I would rather the Kansas City Chiefs win. That's just me personally. But I don't care if Philadelphia, the Eagles, should win. My thing is, okay, I want to make sure I check out the commercials. I do still enjoy the commercials, and I want to maybe hang out with friends. I still haven't decided where I'm going to actually watch the game and enjoy the festivities, if only because if I go over to a friend's house, I don't know if you think about this. I think about how early do I have to get over there so I can have a decent seat. A decent seat. Because I don't like people that much. I don't want to stay at your house for 5 hours, all right? I really don't. So that means if I get there, let's say kickoff is maybe 3:30. I don't want to get there at 2 o'clock and have to like hold down a seat. And then I know if I get there at 3:15, all the decent seats will be gone and I'm like standing the whole time. Those are the things that I think about. Because it's less about the game and more about the experience. And I don't want to go to a party in which there are too many people. Why? Because I want to hear the commercials. And some people don't care about the commercials. I may just end up at home watching it by myself. I don't think my wife cares. And she is a football fan, but I don't think she cares about this game as a Rams fan. And I don't think she's too into the actual commercials. So I'm still in limbo. It's Friday. It's almost like, 2 days before New Year's Eve. I don't know where I'm going for the actual party, because the Super Bowl for me is all about the party and experience. I need to be somewhere comfortable. I need to be somewhere where I'm going to get a good seat, and I know that the food is decent. I'm asking for a lot. Oh, I'm real picky. I'm the first to admit that. Tuala doesn't care about sports, but I'll ask him anyway.
I plan on getting myself a delicious rib dinner and getting in front of my computer and opening up YouTube so I can see all of the commercials.
During the game?
During the game.
So
word? Yes, I'm catching all the commercials online. I may tune in for the halftime show unless that is also on YouTube.
Well, put it this way. You're not going to see it in advance on YouTube.
Then I'll tune in for the halftime show. And I want to see how Kendrick does.
Okay, Kendrick Lamar is performing at halftime. I wonder who will also be performing with him, because it's going to be Kendrick Lamar and friends. It's not just going to be him. I wonder if he's going to bring out Lil Wayne.
SZA, didn't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Lil Wayne is not a part of this.
No. But I thought, because there was controversy, Lil Wayne being from New Orleans. Yeah, and I thought maybe they do like to, just a olive branch and say, Lil Wayne, come on out.
He might, but so far this is Kendrick Lamar and his friends. So that is SZA. That is, I believe, Absol.
What about Drake? Will he come out?
Drake, I don't think Drake will come out unless they want the entirety of the world to just erupt. Because I promise you,
That would be funny.
That would be actually major. If he brings them out and buries the hatchet and it's like it's all rap, it's all love, that would be crazy.
That'd be one of the biggest shows ever.
It would.
Ever. That would kill it. Yeah. That would top Michael Jackson.
I don't know if Drake would be willing to do that because he's been dragged for the past year.
Yeah.
I don't know. But see, you gave us another angle. Yeah, look, you don't care about the game. I'm just going to check out the commercials and the halftime show. Mark, you are an avowed non-sports fan outside of, I'll say, contact sports.
I suppose so. And this is so on brand for me that you're going to think I'm making it up for a bit, and I'm not. I'm going to a book sale.
No, that makes sense.
I'll catch the highlights on YouTube later on, just like Tawala. I always watch the commercials and that kind of stuff. But, big book sale this weekend.
Pedro Moreno, how about you?
I will be watching.
Have you staked out your location?
Yes. There's an invite time, RSVP, all that. And they say, be here at 1:30. That's when the party starts.
See, I can't do that. That means you're committed from like 1:30 to 7.
But I want to be able to sit somewhere where I'm comfortable. And if I'm there early, that guess who's leaving earlier too?
The strategy to all this.
But
but what about the chair etiquette to this? You think you're just going to squat in a chair all day, and if you get up to go to the bathroom or get some food or something, nobody else can sit in your chair?
You have to. It depends on the type of party and crowd there. If you know most of the people, shouldn't be a problem. But if you don't, you might have to fight somebody. That's another consideration. Because, like, do I go to the bathroom at 1:30 and then hold it until 7?
Yeah.
What'd you call those sporting event diapers we were talking about a couple of months ago? Are those widely available now?
For the concert?
Yeah, they're available, but I'm not just going to sit there watching TV and just
wet. I don't see why you wouldn't.
I just can't.
I might. Stephen, I was like, TJ ain't been up at all, man. He's sitting over there drinking one. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Get up, just
He's had like 3 Cokes.
Wait a minute. Just give me 1 second. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question?
Exactly. Just like the scene in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. People are going to know by the look on your face.
Yeah, just the frown and the squints.
Yeah. They just won't know if it's 1 or 2.
I assume both.
Well,
I mean, the diaper doesn't hold in the smell, though. I mean,
does it? I don't know.
It does not hold in the smell.
No, it does not.
Okay. No. Well, Stefan, since you know everything about diapers, what is your choice? How about that's a segue? What are you doing for the Super Bowl party?
I was going to do Uber because I'm starting back on it again, but
you talk about it like it's drugs or something. I'm off the wagon. I'm doing Uber again. Sorry,
back on the wagon.
The mainline Uber.
No, it's usually just always hang out with my dad's. He's got like a kind of like your setup. He's got a really big screen TV. He's got the surround sound. So we usually go to like a local mom and pop shop.
Yeah,
get some pizza, get some fries, just the good stuff, and just hang out and party.
That's the good way to do it because you'll have everything you need. You're not fighting for a seat. You can watch the commercials, whatever. You can enjoy someone else's company. It's a nice, relaxed setting. When I was in my 20s and 30s, had to go to a Super Bowl party. And then I had enough subpar experiences. Then I became very choosy. Very choosy. I may go to a local watering hole that I'm not going to say on the air because I don't want everyone to also go. But that's about it.
I think when you go to unless you are an actual sports fan, when you go to a Super Bowl party at the 20s, you're just going there to get faced and just have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
You don't care about the game.
No.
But see, my co-parent, Sai, she is Bird Gang for life. I believe she might even have a Bird Gang tattoo on her arm or something.
She's alive. Yeah. I mean, she's from Philly, so
they're sick with it out here. That little Bird gang out here. Yeah, they've already got half the city ready to set on fire if their team doesn't win.
Well, you can tell her next time you talk to her that I hope the team loses.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Well, let's see when we come back what Shannon Farren has to say about that. You know her as a co-host of Gary and Shannon here on KFI and also sideline reporter for the LA Chargers and avowed 49ers fan. We won't hold that against her, but the 49ers really suck, and I'll probably bring that up at some point in our conversation that our team knocked her team, my Rams, knocked out her 49ers so they didn't even get in the playoffs. But that's water under the bridge. I'll try to be the bigger person, but
you didn't mind telling her in that text.
Don't count on it. Shannon Farren next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And maybe you have figured it out by now that Sunday is the day of the Super Bowl. And there's no one else that I would rather talk to about the big game than Shannon Farren, obviously, of Gary and Shannon, obviously, LA Chargers sideline reporter, obviously, I'll try to be nice, 49ers fan, and she's my guest right now. Good evening, Shannon.
You had to play the Super Bowl shuffle, and now I can't unsee Mike Singletary and Jim McMahon and those awful glasses, rhythm. And I can't unhear the 1986 hit "Ram It" from your Los Angeles Rams.
Yes.
I can't unhear any of that disaster. That was a moment in pop culture that we all want to forget about.
Why is it, that's a great place to start, why is it that football has taken this space in popular culture these days?
I just got to believe that we're going backwards. We love the gladiator. We love the arena. We love the stories of the guys who fought their way into the league and all of that. We love that as a people. You know, we're already back to hieroglyphics, Mo, when it comes to how we communicate with each other. We just send pictures, barely even words anymore. We are at base just stupid humans who love this kind of thing. And I think that that's where it's at. And the advertising, the juggernaut that has been the NFL has been incredible, what they've been able to do with the league. We were making fun of it today or yesterday. I don't remember. No, I wasn't at work yesterday. I was at the dentist. So had to have been today about everyone calling it the big game because the NFL doesn't want anyone to profit off of saying the, SUPER bowl, right? And it's like, what, the NFL's hurting for money? They don't want anyone else to have to profit off just the name of the stupid game, which is usually the most uninteresting game of the year, unless you're looking at like a Jacksonville Week 3 game. But it's odd, isn't it?
They want us, though, to promote the sport and talk about the game the other 358 days of the year, but they get sensitive in the days leading up to it. I have no problem saying it. We're not promoting an event in connection to it. Did you get that email that I got, though?
I don't read my email, but go on, tell me.
No, we got an email saying we're not supposed to say the name of the game. It's like, well, how the hell are we supposed to talk about it? We're not trying to sell like, Cheez-Its or something in connection to the game. But anyhow,
I love Cheez-Its.
Oh, I bet you do, because you're a 49ers fan. Where did that come from anyhow? When did you become a 49ers fan?
My dad's family had tickets going back to Kezar to the 40s. So, I was born into it. They had season tickets going back as far as the 49ers went back in San Francisco. So I had no choice in the matter.
It's true. Most often our politics and our sports team loyalties come from our parents and they're passed down. I went to my first Rams game in 76, I believe, when the Rams shut out the then expansion team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So for me, it's been almost 50 years legitimately as a Rams fan. What happens if Philadelphia wins? This is a fan question. What happens to the city of Philadelphia if the Eagles win? And what happens, if anything, if the Chiefs three-peat?
Well, the Eagles fans, they like to climb up the obelisks. They like to show their passion, very passionate fan base. Kansas City, they used to be a fan base that I rooted for. When I first went to see the Chiefs play the 49ers in the Super Bowl in Miami, I was happy for that fan base. They had never won. They were a gracious bunch. And then you know what happens to fan bases when they start winning, right? They get this unearned. Yeah, they get obnoxious. They get this unearned valor, this unearned confidence. You saw it with the Patriots for 20 years. You saw it with the 49ers in the late 80s and the 90s. You saw it with the Rams. You saw it most recently with the Rams in 2020 when they came back and all of that. And you see it with every franchise that gets a little bit of success. The fans act like they played it down. You know what I mean? And so they get they get a little too big for their britches, and that's kind of what's happened in Kansas City. I mean, I go there once a year with the Chargers. I see how the city has changed, and you can't walk 10 feet in that city without seeing a picture of Patrick Mahomes somewhere. And good on them. Listen, I don't hate the Chiefs. I'm just sick of them. I don't hate excellence. I never hated Tom Brady. I don't hate Patrick Mahomes and the Travis Kelce connection and Andy Reid and what they've been able to do. I don't hate that. You're entertained, but I think everyone's just kind of bored by it. Will the city burn, or will they, they'll be excited, but I think you'll see more upheaval in Philly probably if they win.
I would agree with that. A Patrick Mahomes question, let's get a little bit nerdy with it. I would say that he is ahead of Tom Brady in the GOAT conversation at this point in his career. Would you agree if he wins on Sunday?
Not yet. Patrick Mahomes has shown what he can do with a diverse group of players. He has made those adjustments to his own salary in order to keep weapons. He is done without a wide receiver room, you could argue, at times. He has created something out of nothing time and time again. We've all seen it. Some of us have paid ridiculous amounts of money to watch it happen in the middle of the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl and turn the game around. There's no doubt that he is a difference maker. Talk about a league MVP. You look at what Josh Allen, named MVP last night, Associated Press was able to do with that Buffalo team. It's not always the best player. It's what that player brings to the team, how that player elevates the team. And Patrick Mahomes, no doubt, elevates that team or whatever team. But Tom Brady, he's got, 7 Super Bowls?
Got 7.
Like
and for people who don't know, sorry to interrupt you, but for people who don't know, if Patrick Mahomes were to win on Sunday, it would be his 4th. And I think he's not even 30 yet.
Right. But Tom Brady's got 7. He won his last one with another team when he was 42. Is that correct?
Yes.
I feel like this is, if I'm not exactly correct, I'm in the arena. So I think the longevity that you saw with Tom Brady, what he brought to that program, when he brought it, the way he brought it, and the longevity and the continuity. And I know it's not just Brady, it's Belichick as well. I think Mahomes is absolutely in the conversation. I just don't know if he's able to take that throne at this point.
No, I wouldn't give him the throne, but I think he's at the palace. How about that? He's circling. One other thing, tell me what, if anything, will happen given the enormity of the event, given this is actually a news question, given that we had a terrorist attack in New Orleans, January 1st, and we'll have the president there on Sunday. Is it just going to be a lot of security and nothing, or do we expect some sort of demonstration?
I don't think so. Every time I've gone to the Super Bowl, which has been 3 times now, to watch the 49ers lose 3 times, I do that for you, Mo, because I love you. It is... when I say perimeter, it is like a perimeter I have never seen before. The perimeters at the conventions, I've been to the RNC, I've been to the DNC in different cities. That perimeter is secure. It is Fort Knox. This makes that look like a freaking tea party. Mm-hmm. The perimeter around the Super Bowl is like something you have not seen before. You've got Donald Trump and Taylor Swift. I challenge you to name one other more high-profile person than those 2 on this day in this period of time in this country.
I can't. That's an accurate point.
You've got them both that are going to be there. So it's going to be banana. I feel bad for the people, the suckers like myself who pay crazy amounts of money, because you're going to be standing in line for about 8 hours trying to get into that event that you paid that kind of money. That is wildly underwhelming once you're there. Do I have time to tell you my favorite Super Bowl story?
Sure, absolutely. Rub it in that you've gone to the Super Bowl 3 times and I haven't at all. Go ahead.
Dude, I tell you that because I'm a fool and I want you to relish my foolishness. Okay, my favorite Super Bowl story is this. When I first met my husband, we were on one of our first dates, and he's a baseball fan. And I said, well, I'm a football fan and whatever. He didn't really care. Take it or leave it when it comes to football with him. And he said, I think I've been to a Super Bowl. And I said, what? What do you mean you think you've been to a Super Bowl? He goes, yeah, it was, I don't remember much. I was young. My dad took me. It was at the Coliseum, I think. I don't know.
72, wasn't it?
He's like, I've got this vague memory of the Dolphins playing. I'm like, you saw the perfect season?
72.
You saw the perfect season and you didn't even freaking know. Like, who saw the Dolphins' perfect 72 season and didn't know that they were there for the culmination?
A non-football fan. That's who.
Right? Isn't that great? It's one of my favorite things. Like, that just highlights how much of a fool I am for the kind of money and craziness I have spent to watch my team. But that's what fans do. That's what we do. You know, it's for that unearned valor.
Before I let you go, I have to do this for you, Shannon Farren.
I have one last thing to say. I have a prediction for the game, and it's going to be the Saquon Barkley game. I mean, this is somebody to root for. You want someone to root for? Root for Saquon Barkley. It's a great story. He was lured out of the Giants to go to Philadelphia. He didn't do much for the Giants. It killed the owner to let him go. He goes over to the rival Eagles, and he freaking set the world on fire this season. He's so much fun to watch. Arguably the best running back in the league. Eric Dickerson there from Ramit will tell you, hey, I still hold the record. And he does. And he will say that they played fewer games back then, and they did. I make the argument that nobody else does is Saquon Barkley has played in an era where they're playing more games and they're putting more wear and tear on their bodies. You're looking at a running back who's pounded the rock since 2018 when he was drafted by the Giants, right? And he's 27 now, and he has a season like he did this year after playing that many games year after year after year, more than Eric Dickerson. I don't know. I'm just saying he deserves some flowers for that.
No, it's a historic season, no doubt, by any measurement. Now, whether he rightfully gets the record when you put together regular season and playoffs, I'll let the stat nerds and geeks argue that, but you cannot argue that this was one sensational season and it's not even over yet. Shannon Farren, I think we made it through a whole segment without any insults to the other person's fandom.
I mean, we're growing up, are we not?
Well, you're getting older. I'm just getting more mature.
You were alive to go to that Rams game in 76, and I was not.
Well, how about this? My father was actually at that Coliseum Super Bowl for the Miami perfect season.
Okay.
And he didn't tell me until I was like 50 years old. And I was like, how did you leave that out of all the stories that you told me?
That's so funny.
I gotta go.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Okay, Mo.
You gotta go.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Last segment, talking to Shannon Farren, of course, of Gary and Shannon. You can always listen to them from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays here on KFI. But I will say this, Shannon Farren, the person that you hear on the radio with a lot more cussing, that's exactly who she is off the air. She is one of the few people where she's very consistent with who she is. If you should happen to come across her on the street, she's going to be that person. She's very opinionated. She's very funny, and I always like being able to talk to her in our off-air conversations. A lot more cussing, but they are very funny as well. And I couldn't think of anyone else that I'd want to have a conversation with about Sunday, the Super Bowl, where it sits as far as our consciousness, what we think about the country, the sports fandom, all those things. She's great on that. So be sure to check out Gary and Shannon from 9 to 1 if you don't already do. And Mark, have you figured out yet what you're going to do with this book signing? Where does it say?
It's a book sale.
Book sale.
The Tashin store at
where's that?
At the farmers market. Tashin makes these beautiful, big, like art type of books.
Which farmers market? There's more than one.
Oh, the one at Fairfax.
Fairfax. Okay, the big one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's terrific. I spent an enormous amount of money I shouldn't have last year, and let me tell you, The long-suffering one is really looking forward to having a couple more stacks of books crowding us out of the place.
You're one of those book hoarders?
Yeah, I love it. You can never have too many books.
No, I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, buy a library or something, a bookshelf or something.
No, I have many bookshelves. I like living among books. That's how you know it's a place where humans live. We've gone to like friends' place and they don't have any books, but they've got just like tons of pictures of themselves. Like they've got no long-term memory or internal life. That makes me nervous. I like places with books.
I don't. Well, you wouldn't like my house because I don't have books on display. Now, I've read a lot of books, but I've never been having the proverbial study with the wall of books. That has never appealed to me. I'd rather read the book, give the book back. I don't need to have the book. I'm very much a digital person where if I want to find something, I'll look for it in the digital space.
I still read a lot of digital books from the library on my iPad, but some you want to have. It just makes me feel comfortable. Like it's an actual, like Umberto Eco, the author, the late author. He had a lot to say about owning books and how comfortable that made a place and what kind of fool would only keep books around that they've read. And it makes it feel like a home.
Yeah, I've never been that person. And I hear similar sentiments from people who say, hey, I like the feeling of the turning of the pages. I like to hold the book in my hand. And none of that really holds any intrinsic value to me. I just want the information. Whether I get it off a screen, whether I get it off an actual book and turn physical pages, that doesn't make any difference to me.
What you're saying is that you're just as comfortable taking an iPad into the toilet with you as an actual paperback.
Number one, I would never use an iPad because that's an Apple product. Okay. And
what?
I'm being serious.
I don't understand this.
And number two, I wouldn't use a Kindle because the black screen, the black text against that grayish screen doesn't jump out at me and I have bad eyes.
I've never had a Kindle, but I love the idea. It's like we're living in a Jetsons future where you can just get this device in your hand, look at what the library's got, and it instantly appears. It's like something out of Logan's Run or something.
Here's something else, and you wouldn't necessarily know this about me. It took me a long time, just because I would read the Bible, it took a long time for me to even get comfortable with reading it electronically, because that is something which is based on tradition. And I grew up in an age where we weren't allowed to use like our phones in church. We weren't allowed to use the electronic devices. So that was one book I held on to the end before I went to the digital space.
Wouldn't a loving God give you the ability to create this technology and want you to use it?
No, I'm talking about religion, and religion usually gets all this mixed up and messed up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of.
Religion is dogma, which is different from faith.
That's a whole nother thing.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM640. We are live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
More informing, more engaging, more stimulating. KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality? High quality and immersive sound? A sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.